does your brain push away the love and connection that you crave? Surprisingly enough, there is some strange science behind sabotaging safe relationships and how to stop doing it. To understand how, though, you need to understand the paradox of being seen. So imagine this. You've been starving for connection for what feels like forever. A life spent over functioning, proving your worth, out achieving your fear of abandonment. Then the miracle of miracles happens. Someone sees you, not the high performing you, not the polished, productive version you perfected over years. They see the raw, emotional, aching you, and they don't flinch, which feels safe. It feels nice at first. But instead of softening into this, something inside of you twists. The warmth turns to panic. And before you know it, you're rationalizing reasons to pull away. You're shutting down and you're shutting them out. What the hell just happened? Why do we push away the very people who offer us the connection we've always longed for? If you've ever self-sabotaged a genuinely safe relationship, you're not alone. For many anxious achievers and trauma survivors, especially those carrying attachment trauma, the moment someone sees our most vulnerable parts isn't just tender, it's terrifying. And every nervous system responds differently to this terror. Some fight, some flee, some fawn, some freeze. But at the core of all of this is an internal conflict that's hard to understand without taking a step back and seeing this pattern for what it is. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the world of internal family systems, which is a type of trauma therapy, a type of psychotherapy. It's what I'm trained in, to shed light on this exact patterns and all the different parts that are involved, all the subconscious baggage that's involved. By the end, you will have a map of the pattern and a plan of attack to ensure that you don't get stuck in the same pattern over and over and over again. Let's dive in. Before we do, though, if you're high achieving, if you're an anxious achiever or trauma survivor that looks like they've got it all together on the inside or on the outside, actually, but secretly feels like your nervous system is on fire and you're struggling mentally and emotionally, I am you. Okay. I help people like us. My name's Cody. I spent 22,000 hours studying the mind and the nervous system. My degree is in cognitive behavioral neuroscience. I have training in a trauma therapy called internal family systems, which is what we're going to dive into today. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a high achiever. I've got 1 million followers. I'm a 6-figure creator, right? I'm doing the damn thing. I'm right there with you. I'm in the trenches with you. If you're new here, be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss a video. All right. Well, let's dive into today's topic. All right, let's take a look at internal family systems. IFS, Internal Family Systems, that's what that stands for. It teaches us that you're not one monolithic self. You're a system, a team of parts developed to protect you from pain. I've created videos extensively on IFS. I've written about it, I've so much. So if you want more of that, I'm not going to go super in depth today. I'm just going to cover the basics. If you want more, go look at some of my other videos, go look at my blog and just type in IFS or Internal Family Systems. It'll all pop up. I've even done a super detailed breakdown of it, okay? Guarantee it's there. Big picture. There are 2 key categories of parts that shape the pattern that we're talking about today. Exiles, okay? The younger, wounded parts of you that carry shame, worthlessness, loneliness, need, or vulnerability. They hold the deep desire to be seen. And then there's protectors, parts that try to keep the system safe by preventing exiles from being triggered or exposed. They use strategies like perfectionism, avoidance, control, shutting down, anger, intellectualizing, people-pleasing, so many different things, okay? We're not going to get into the types of protectors in depth today, but just know that they're exiles, they're protectors. Exiles are buried deep. They want to be seen. Protectors keep you safe. Exiles are painful when they come out. Protectors make sure they don't come out. Okay. That's the bottom line. Here's the paradoxical truth behind this entire pattern. Okay. The pattern we just talked about. Sometimes a safe relationships makes our exiles feel welcome, seen, and finally held. They think they see me. Maybe I am lovable. These unloved exiles feel the safest with people who welcome them until the protector system panics. To our protectors, this isn't relief, it's an alarm bell because vulnerability has cost you before. These exiles were locked away for a reason, after all, and sometimes, in someone shining light on them, all of a sudden feels dangerous. If they love this part of me, your protector worries, they'll expect more than I can give. I'll owe them, and I can't afford that debt. I'm not lovable as I am. This can't be real love, and it will lead to pain. They'll leave once they really know me. I struggle with this one personally. Okay, so in a tragic parts-led reflex, that very protector ejects the partner who is offering the unconditional acceptance that your exiles, your deepest wounds, crave. This is a safety mechanism to keep the painful and vulnerable exiles locked away. Your protectors don't understand you're older now. They don't understand there's another option now. So what looks like self-sabotage is actually your system protecting itself in the only way that it knows how. So is there neuroscience behind this? Why, yes, there is. I'm glad you asked. To your nervous system, this isn't confusing or even self-sabotage. It's consistent. It's doing what it's always done. Protect you from pain. And emotionally safe doesn't always feel safe to a traumatized brain, When someone sees a part of you that's never been seen before, it can activate your amygdala. This is your threat detection center. It lights up in response to relational closeness if closeness has ever been paired with danger, like conditional love or emotional abandonment. Your interior cingulate cortex is another area, okay? This helps detect prediction errors. If your past taught you that love equals danger, and now someone is offering you love equals safety, your brain gets confused. It flags the moment as suspicious. Your default mode network, your DMN, is also part of this. Okay? This is where your internal simulations and autobiographical memory live. So you may start running catastrophic future scripts. If I get close, I'll lose myself. If they stay, I'll owe them. Okay? Your system isn't malfunctioning. It's forecasting based on old data. And that's the problem. It's like your brain is a smoke detector going off every time someone lights a birthday candle. The risk feels real, but it's based on outdated programming. And your brain overreacts to love because love has hurt before. Now, let's talk about this debt. We've talked about this relational debt, okay? With attachment trauma, the panic isn't just about being seen. It's about what comes next. This content shows up again and again and again with my clients. It sounds like if someone loves me unconditionally, I'll have to stay close. If I'm everything they need, they won't leave. If they accept me, I'll owe them reciprocity that I'm not ready to give. If I don't match their vulnerability, I'll be the bad one. This fear of relational debt comes from early conditioning where love was conditional. You're lovable if you're useful or achieving. You're safe if you're perfect. You belong if you're pleasing. The trauma wasn't just rejection. It was what happened after you risked vulnerability and were punished or abandoned for it.